against mine.
Wow. I did not think Christine would be so emotional. How long was she trapped in that auto dock? How long has it been since she had any kind of human interaction at all that didn't involve pointing guns at each other? Uzanagi's gotta have her work cut out. What the hell? This elevator just takes you to this random room? Doesn't even have a separate door. You either use the elevator to get out or climb out the window, I guess? God help you if a fire breaks out, especially when the streets are too narrow for fire trucks. Anyway, Christine's gonna need a hell of a lot of treatments and therapy after all this, and something tells me the Brotherhood won't be able to provide any, even if they're willing to. If Veronica's experience is anything to go by, there was a distinct lack of warmth in that bunker. Oh boy, that's a drop. Can I maybe step on those pipes? Oh, that's a no! Ow! I know that's not what they were designed for, but would it have been that difficult to have pipes you can stand on? Think of the poor cat burglars, Sinclair. Speaking of Veronica, I might need her to at least keep Christine company for a while as part of the recovery process. I swear she's the only other Brotherhood of Steel member able to display human affection. Oh great, the locals are here. I was getting lonely. Wait a minute. That's the entrance to the switching station. There was cloud here. Did the fans I switched on work on the street level as well? I guess those terminal entries were right. The moment the ventilation system failed, the whole villa got gassed. I don't know how much those engineers got paid, but I bet it wasn't enough. I suppose they got the final laugh in a way. They were the only ones who had access to those hazmat suits. Ooh. Well, hello there, fellow cannon fodder. Which team were you a part of? You had a pretty rough time by the look of things. I would make comments about your performance, but I just have the benefit of hindsight. I don't think I'm doing that much better, to be honest. Ooh, looks like you had the privilege of experiencing the bomb collar. For your sake, I hope you died from the shotgun blast and not just slowly bleeding to death from the bear trap. I hope this wasn't that ghoul's handiwork. He still hasn't told me his name yet. It's hard for me to say why exactly, but that guy feels even less trustworthy than the chupacabra with split personality. At least I have some level of understanding when it comes to those two. But that ghoul is talking as if he's been here since the beginning. He certainly dresses like he has, but for all I know, he looted that tuxedo from a corpse. So in other words, I don't know shit about him. Contracts. We have a sweet deal here, and let Mr. Yesterday know that. Know that we might need to renegotiate our arrangement and move the percentage around. Whew, someone's getting a little addicted to all that grease, huh? Left records in maintenance in case things got difficult. Blow this death trap wide open. Agreed to discuss things in the switching station so we wouldn't be overheard. Which is convenient because no one else will hear you scream when the guy kills you either. That's what I would do if someone tried to blackmail me. Why the hell did he leave a record of this anyway? Was he that desperate to write a diary entry? He didn't even put a password on this. What if a colleague of his went on his terminal when he saw the bathroom break? It might not even be malicious. Maybe they just want to change his keyboard layout as a joke. And then lo and behold, they uncover evidence of criminal embezzlement. Unless of course, every person who worked in this office was in on it. But then they would uncover evidence of him trying to blackmail the guy. Sinclair was a lot more level-headed than I was expecting. Especially after Mr. Yesterday's cracks. He's sharper than one of those knives too. He asked a lot of good questions about the foundations, some I couldn't even answer. Didn't bother him though. He knows engineering, that's for sure. Worried he's going to see through the villa. See it for the cardboard town it is. Well, did he actually do anything about it though? I get the feeling all of his energy was focused on the casino itself. It's like he didn't give a shit about the villa. Almost like it was just for appearances. But apparently he really did sink a lot of money into the construction. You don't waste time and effort on an embezzlement scheme if there was never much money to embezzle in the first place. Oh, what the hell? Am I in the cloud layer? I don't smell anything. Oh shit, don't tell me I damaged my nostrils permanently. Damn it, Christine. But my eyes aren't stinging either. I must be right on the edge of it. Oh, hello. This might come in handy. Okay, I'm not gonna question this, but I'm out of here. God knows how many more years I just took off my life expectancy. But anyway, all this speculation about pre-war white-collar crime is pointless. The bombs dropped on the day of the opening ceremony. This Mr. Yesterday guy and his accomplices would have had a month or two to enjoy their ill-gotten gains at most. I bet they blew it all on hookers and chems, or more ironically, maybe they went gambling. In Vegas, of course, they wouldn't want to stay too close to the scene of the crime. But it turns out they should have spent the money building luxury fallout shelters instead. Or they could have secured themselves a place in the vaults. But then they would have bought themselves a rather colorful experience. Karma has a twisted sense of humor. And let me tell you something, boys. I know a thing or two about that. Just look at me right now. Does this collar suit me? It better fucking not. I used to hunt legionaries and free their slaves for sport. Now who's coming to do me that courtesy? No one. That's who. Ugh. This stopped being a novelty hours ago, Sinclair. Now it's just fucking annoying. I mean, look at how much of an eyesore that thing is. Doesn't even fit in with the statue's aesthetic. The artist will be spinning in their grave. I guess one consolation is that it hasn't fallen off that wall yet. Oh shit, hologram! Oh, wait, that's not a security one. Well, do we have one designed for pest control? I assume you're the shopkeeper? Look at the state of this place. Have you done anything to tidy up around here for the last 200 years? I doubt it. You're probably not programmed to do that. Plus, being made of light might make that difficult. This is another reason why you can't replace humans with these guys. How do you even restock the shelves? Let's not loot this place on the off chance he has a security mode. I'm just browsing, sir. I'll be, out of the door? What the hell? This shop doesn't have an entrance. It's just this hole where the bathroom is. Ha! What a first impression that would have been. Welcome to our humble store. We sell shit and we're proud of it. Come to think of it, how would a holographic shopkeeper even take my money? Would the customer have to put the money into the cash register themselves? I have a weird feeling that Sinclair overpaid for these shiny new toys, and he was just placing them everywhere for the sake of it. Plus, those shops would have been competing against the vending machines. Did they have unique inventories? I guess it's a moot point. They all belong to Sinclair anyway. It's kind of tragic, really. All that preparation and it was all for nothing. At least in the Mojave, there are still people left to make use of pre-war facilities. But here, the only ones left are the ghost people. And I'm not sure they even need any of it. And no matter what happens in this heist, no one is coming to live in this place. Not with all this cloud. In the end, the only things that truly belong here are ghosts. And you, I suppose.
Was that him floating above the fountain, the boss man? The one who put these bow ties on our necks? Sure does like to make a presentation. We should keep it down or else the ghost people are going to swarm the gates, Vera hologram or no.
Well, why don't you tell him that? Honestly, I don't think Elijah gives a shit if his light show makes you feel uncomfortable. That's the point. He needs to make us feel small and powerless. He's the god holding the key to both our freedom and damnation. And as long as that's the case, we're all just gonna have to get used to it. Vera hologram. I don't know how you're supposed to recognize anyone when their face is bright blue and flickering like that, unless you already knew who that's supposed to be.
Yeah, don't you? Or guess Vera Keys got lost along with the rest of the Hollow archives when the bomb hit, huh? Ghost in name and image. Still a looker, though. Got to hand it to Sinclair. Sure can pick him. Well, or get picked. Whichever.
Honestly, even the pre-war celebrities we do still have records of are not exactly remembered accurately. If you ever find yourself in Vegas, check out the Kings. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, I've seen mentions of Vera all over this place. I bet if people from the Mojave found the Sierra Madre like they did with Vegas, they would have assumed she was the queen of the Madre. Ha, the queens. I wonder what kind of gang that would have been.
Vera was a big star back before the bomb. Not the best actress, but, well, she had other talents. Nice voice, nice legs.
Alright, calm down.
For some reason, Sinclair, he built this place. She caught his eye. Once he was hooked, that was it. Had to have her. So made the introductions, and guess what? He builds this place for her like some kind of Cleopatra obsession. Wasn't always a death trap.
Wait, introductions? You knew her and Sinclair personally from before the war?
Of course. What? Some kind of surprise to you that I knew people once? Used to have my name in lights, all right? Knew a dozen Veras, or whatever her name was. Vera Keys. Figured I could pay Sinclair back. Introduce the two. Guy was a slouch in the dame department, had to pick up the slack somehow.
Sounds like you guys have quite a history. Well, you can tell me all about it on our way to where it is you need to go. You strike me as someone who's eager to share that kind of story. But for now, let's concentrate on what's important, this gala event. If you really are a VIP from before the war, you should know about it better than even Elijah.
Supposed to be the grand opening of the Sierra Madre. Lots of lights, music, the works. And he's going to use the gala event to open the casino? But that's interesting.
Oh yeah, sounds ridiculous on the surface, but it's actually genius. I'm sure you figured it out first, right? Great minds think alike after all.
Yeah. Maybe the drain in power. That'll cause the security systems to shut down enough to let us in.
Oh.
But getting back out? No, the place will close up tighter than an opening at the Fronds. Or Danny Parker's sphincter when he has to tip a doorman.
Hey, so would yours if the doorman had a massive dick. But anyway, clearly great minds don't think alike. I thought the casino doors opening was part of the gala event itself. But you're saying it's just a side effect because they both use the same generators? Was it too much to ask for them to install a second one?
Right, look. So, not everything about the villa was the pinnacle of bright ideas. In order to pull off the gala, old Sinclair had to get creative. The Sierra Madre announcement, for example. Not just for the casino, not at all. The gala's tied to the casino, draws on its power. Might cause it to reset itself, open the doors for a bit like it was supposed to.
Wow. Either the security protocols are consuming too much power, or the gala is going to feature the greatest light show since the bombs dropped. But what did you mean by the announcement?
Well, Vera's beautiful voice doesn't run on casino power exactly. Her broadcast is tied into the emergency broadcast signal for the Sierra Madre. You know, in case of attack. Well, guess what? The night of the gala event, the emergency signal went out all right.
Oh no.
But because the broadcast had been hooked up to the gala event, instead of an emergency signal, you get Vera's voice on the radio. Great, huh?
What the You know, I'm starting to think Bobby House and Sinclair were cut from the same cloth. Both had a thing for over-elaborate setups that fall apart at the first sign of trouble, all thanks to multiple points of failure and no redundancy whatsoever.
Yeah, the Sierra Madre's last song, one only a few people are ever going to hear. A little sad, but what can you do?
I don't even know what to say anymore. You know how the construction of this villa was an utter shit show because the foreman embezzled the funds? I gave Sinclair the benefit of the doubt since his focus was clearly on the casino itself, but now I feel like he was just an idiot. All that preparation to make the casino self-sufficient, and he fucked up on the emergency broadcast. And I guess it went unnoticed all this time since clearly no one fixed it. I really hope that man throws himself or something like Robert House did. I would love to have a chat. Anyway, let's get this gala started. Apparently you're supposed to be in Puesta del Sol.
No, looks like a rooftop in Puesta del Sol.
Isn't that what I just said?
In better days, nice view. Now, it's the last place anyone wants to stand when this event goes off. That place during spring, summer and fall, a little bit in winter, is a prime resort spot for ghost people. Not the best of neighborhoods. If we're going there, I'm not going alone. And if you have any bright ideas about telling me to stroll over there, or leave me there, no thanks.
Look, in case you haven't noticed, I'm personally escorting each of you to your spot, including the mutant. Why do you think I'm suddenly going to change that now? As for leaving you there, that's not exactly my choice to make, is it? If I have my own spot to go to, I can't exactly negotiate with the boss man just because you don't want to feel lonely. We'll figure it out, okay? Anyway, why a random rooftop? What would that accomplish?
Partner, I'm not sure this guy's operating with a full deck. My bet? Process of elimination, lowest common denominator. He figures the strong man's needed somewhere, even if it sounds like the strong man's two minds about it. Plus, I'm guessing wherever old doggy boy's needed doesn't need smarts. I hope not. Or we're royally jonesed.
Actually, you'll be surprised at what kind of smarts he's got, but it's certainly not the same kind that Christine has. Elijah definitely assigned her where she's needed.
Christine, that her name? Nice name. I mean, you can't see it on posters, but never mind. I don't know. She might need to hold some place where speaking isn't important. Like stage tech? Lighting? Got me. And me? I've had prime billing in Europe, New York, and this gig doesn't feel like that. Don't get me wrong, I can hold an audience, conduct a score from the rooftops, but I'm guessing I'm the odd man out in this whole heist.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe part of the gala involves someone singing into the system, triggering some kind of programmed response? Considering how Sinclair designed this whole thing, I would not be surprised at all. You don't strike me as someone who would deprecate himself like that. I don't follow your logic.
Odd man out, dead weight. Someone you need holding the toolbox, the nurse passing the scalpel, the chauffeur driving you to the concert. Any guy with hands is who he needs up on that rooftop. Guess he thinks I don't rate looking like I do. Poor him.
Now that sounds more like what I expect you to say. To be perfectly honest, if you really are from before the war, he should have been trying to dig your brains, not Christine's. Actually, let's not give him any ideas. I, for one, would rather be the guy holding the toolbox than the guy getting shoved into an auto dock. Speaking of which, shall we go find that toolbox?
Strike up the band. Domino's back in town.
Domino? Dean Domino? That certainly explains how you knew Sinclair and Vera Keyes. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't catch on sooner. But you know what? Other than Sinclair himself, I guess you're the best pre-war survivor I could ask for right now. Let's be honest, you had your fingers in a bunch of places around here. Let's just say that while I didn't know about your reputation in the entertainment circles, you were definitely famous with the Villa Clinic and police department. People here like to spew their guts all over the keyboard, but I get to hear it from you personally. Elijah might not be bothered to dig your brains, but you can bet your pre-war ass I will.
Those machines, Sinclair's little gifts, lasted longer than he did. If you need food, stims, put in a chip. Hold out your hand.
Not the kind of info I was hoping to get, buddy. Don't change the subject. I mean, whatever bribes you were handing out happened 200 years ago, so there's no point denying it now. No, I care a lot more about the casino, its creator, and maybe his squeeze. You were very eager to brag about knowing both personally, so let's hear some more of that.
Let's head through the hole in the wall there. If we go backstage, we avoid the locals.
Nice try, Domino, but I already came through here with Christine. Unless the locals are literally crawling out of the woodworks, there's not gonna be any more of them here for us to avoid. Yeah, you see, that's one of them. Lost his damn head, he was so excited to see us. Now then, it was real cute of you to pretend that you barely remember Vera's last name, considering how close you guys apparently were. You took her to the clinic, there was a record of that. I'm surprised that Sinclair didn't— Oh, where the fuck?
The tree is lovely this time of year. All blooming and green.
Okay, now you're not even trying, pal. Seriously though, did this guy just fall off the roof? He's missing a leg, so we clearly dealt with him. Maybe he was trying to crawl away. Oh, that means taking a limb off isn't enough. You need to take off the head. Well, so be it then. It's a pain in the neck, literally for them. But I'm not afraid of going the distance. If something's worth killing, it's worth decapitation. Everybody knows that. Oh my god. Well, come on then. If you're gonna try to kill us, then do it. No need to be delicate. I'm frankly sick of you and your villa. Guess the ventilation is already breaking down again. The cloud is coming back with a vengeance. Speaking of which... Yeah, I took your friend's head. You gonna do something about that? Here's an idea.
I'll take yours to keep them company. Whoops.
Oh, for the love of God. How I wish I still had Clark's rifle. Should have just borrowed it.
Wanting more.
No, there's not gonna be any more. Not from them. You're welcome. That'll be 10 caps for releasing you from this mortal coil. Yeah. I can understand why everyone kept warning me about these guys, but once you figure out how to keep them down, it tarnishes their reputation a bit. Turns out the solution is just more violence. Who would have thought?
I am all about keeping low in this section of town. So let's see about creeping by the locals, all right?
That's your idea of creeping?
Watch your flank, Mr. Celebrity.
Better make sure he's dead.
I will after we deal with this.
Poke him with a stick or something.
You know when you said you wanted to be in charge of the team? Let's leave that on the back burner, shall we?
Of course.
Thank you. Yeah, you see, I've done this sort of thing before.
I live and breathe this shit.
Better make sure he's dead. Poke him with a stick or something.
He doesn't have a head anymore, pal. See, you're used to killing people with traps. I'm more suited to the old-fashioned and more personal way. You know, we could just ignore whoever's down there. Okay, maybe not. Look, I'm not going into the cloud for that. Lure him out. I can't tell if he's still got a head. You mind checking for me, Dean? Oh, that'll be a no. Okay, Domino, let's get one thing straight. That looked like bits of brain flying off. Mission accomplished, I guess. But as I was saying, it's one thing to tell me how to put these guys down for good. It's another to help me do it. Oh, you know what? Let's just clear these streets. I'd rather fight these guys in the open. But yeah, why is Dog the only one who's proactive about confirmation kills? And there you go again. You know, for someone who's so terrified of these guys, you're rather brash about fighting them. How have you survived for so long? Did I even hit him once?
Oh, come on.
Stop laughing, Boone. I can hear you from here. It's a revolver, not a rifle. Get off my case. Ugh. You know what? Go play with the pineapple while I deal with this. Not you, Domino. Fucking hell. I can't hold your hands right now. Mine are full. Oh, this is a whole party now. Why don't you all just lie down and chill? That was not a suggestion. Dean, feel free to step in any time.
Make sure he's dead.
What do you think I'm doing?
Poke him with a stick or something.
You know what? Why don't you take one of their sticks and poke them yourself? Go ahead. They have so many sticks, they're throwing them away. Don't let me stop you. Show me how it's done. Well? Nothing? You really want to be in charge of something? How about poking corpses with sticks? You can take care of that while I take care of the actual fighting. It's a risk-free business for you. Let's keep that as a rolling contract, shall we?
Fine, fine. Can't believe I left the apartment for this.
Don't get me wrong, I would happily hand over this responsibility if I think you're up to the task. I've had my fill of being a leader. Last time I did that, I had to decide on the future of an entire tribe. The time before that, I had to decide on the political future for a whole region. So yeah, I'm not having fun being in charge right now, but if I have no choice but to step up, I will fucking step up. Holy shit. I'm never gonna get used to seeing that. Yeah, these things will live rent-free in my nightmares for years. I mean, I can tell this is not a security hologram, but the visual design is just visual. There's no reason why these things can't pull double duty. I'm just gonna say that I'm not going to loot this place, good sir. I can... Oh, no need to look this way. I can hold back my urges just fine. See? I didn't even try to take those chips on the counter. We're just gonna have a look around and leave in good order. Please don't leave your spot. You don't want to keep your customers waiting. And trust me, there's a lot of them just outside. They'll be coming in any minute now. Anyway, I hope you're not getting the wrong end of the stick here, Dean. You've been here the longest out of all of us. Your insights could be invaluable. I just want to make it out of this with my head intact. So by all means, take the credit for all of this if you want. Hell, take the treasure too if it even exists. But please, leave the important and difficult decisions on how we get to that point to me. Now then, speaking of insights, I can't imagine how many other people have tried their luck with this place even before the old man started having ideas. 200 years is a long time.
Tourists, you bet. They don't stay long, and they don't stay alive long. If they survive the cloud, the ghost people, the traps, then greed takes over, and they start sizing each other up for funeral suits.
To be honest, there's a risk of that happening to any team when they come across a treasure trove of some kind. Whether if it's a pre-war bunker or a gold mine. If it's valuable and there's more than one person in the group, there would be an incentive to reduce the amount of sharing. So did that happen to all of them? That's what the old man was implying.
Sure. First they figure they can get out, escape. Then they start thinking it over, start thinking about how they can have it all. They start weighing the odds, taking risks, and then taking each other out. Bomb collars are not.
Which is beyond fucking reckless.
Although, it's odd. The bomb collars weren't linked before like they are now. Guess someone learned what the problem was.
Oh yeah, you weren't there when he explained everything. I just find it slightly unbelievable that it happened to every single one of them. 9 out of 10 times, I can imagine that. Ooh, another speaker built into a statue.
This crouching's hell on my knees.
No one asked you to follow suit. There we go. Fuck me, that must be Satan's toilet after he ate too much red meat. But as I was saying, there might be an incentive to reduce the amount of sharing, but it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen every time. I'm pretty sure no one on my old team would have pulled a stunt like that. But I can't argue with the facts, otherwise where are the other tourists?
Dead. Either got killed by one of the villa's attractions, locals, or the beautiful weather. Can tell you right now, they didn't stick close to each other, and when they did, they let down their guard at the wrong moment. Some left signposts to others trying to help them out. Just led to them getting killed by someone a little more greedy than they were.
Just like whoever left this here, I guess. Hollow rifle advanced calibrations. No idea what that means exactly, but it explains all the microfusion cells up here. Someone was having the time of their life unloading this thing. When you're stuck in hell, you might as well enjoy the madness. I could get behind that. So with all that said, what wisdom can you give me? As much as I joke about it, I really don't want someone to club me in the back of the head.
Well, considering my life's on the line too, yeah. A few things. First off, keep everyone together.
Already fucked that up.
Keep checking behind you. Make sure your partners are following. Don't let them wander.
Like the way you went into that hell toilet just to kill that one local? Sorry, carry on.
Also, don't go running crazy everywhere. Almost every inch of this town is lethal. So if you're not sure, take it real slow.
You're saying one thing, but your actions earlier really gave me a different impression. But thanks for that, I guess.
And speaking of slow, don't go shouting or attracting attention. Go quiet. The ghost people find you, it's over.
Don't go shouting. Yeah, if I didn't know any better, that almost sounds like a personal attack against me. And apart from us and the rat roaches, you're absolutely sure they're the only other things alive here.
Alive's a tricky word. The locals, the ghost people? Not sure it applies to them.
No offense, but out there in the wasteland, some people would say the same about you. Now, those backwards thinking primates can fuck off, but my point is that the traditional definition of alive is getting a little too narrow in this day and age. I'm more concerned with their behavior.
They're a little uncivilized. They don't talk much. As in, at all. Tried talking to them, bribing them, leaving food. Nothing. In the years since, they haven't changed their approach, but I sure have. They catch you, they drag you into the cloud, and you're not coming back out. After that, having your necktie go off would be mercy.
Well, worst case scenario, there you go again. Find somewhere to sit down if you want. Just don't complain about your knees. Oh, what the... Activate hologram? And this is part of a security protocol. Yeah, let's not do that. But anyway, I'm well aware those guys are no joke. I've been hit by their spears. They've already taken a pound of flesh from me.
My advice? Stay out of their way. They don't die easy.
Problem is, they tend to get in our way too.
You shoot them, they get back up. You stab them, they get back up. That's why I have explosives all over this place. Unless you blow them up, chop them up, disintegrate them, the ghost people don't go down. Not enough bullets in the town to spend on them. So unless you're a real good shot, save one for yourself right before they catch you.
Well, I don't want to brag, but you've seen how I can handle them already. Let's just say my shooting is better than my swinging. Which is saying nothing at all, I admit. I know fuck all about handling weapons like that. Still, I let my performance speak for themselves.
Well, you seem like you know how to handle yourself. All right. Once I fired a lucky shot, hit a gas tank one was holding, blew his arm off at the shoulder, and he didn't get back up after that. So if you're that good, don't aim for the head, aim for their bombs.
Okay, yeah, your confidence in me is very, touching.
And if you can wait until his buddies are close by, even better.
Don't want to disappoint you, but I don't think I'm that good. But wow, a mutation that allows someone to just get back up after getting shot repeatedly. I've never heard of something like that outside the Sierra Madre. Feral ghouls look and behave like zombies, but you can kill them with conventional means. That thing is stuck in the dirt. Must have leaked. But anyway, chupacabras can soak a shed load of damage, but they'll go down eventually too. But to just get back up? That implies rapid regeneration. Even the green men couldn't do that. So I guess you have to have prolonged exposure to low dosage of the cloud? Fuck me, imagine if whoever made the chupacabras knew about this.
Friend, there's more mysteries in heaven and earth. Wait, no. There is more between heaven and earth.
You okay there?
Oh, forget it. I'd sooner ask what makes me an undying son of a bitch than spend any thought as to why they crawl to life here. I'm counting myself lucky I still have my faculties. They sure don't. Then again, they may not have had the focus I do.
Focus? You've been here for 200 years. What's here to focus on for that long? Do you even get radio signals out here?
Always had the Sierra Madre to keep my mind occupied. Most folks, they don't have the same drive, the same need. Not worth my time. Pretty much ghost people before the bomb. Now ghost people after.
Wait, so after all that shit you said about the other tourists turning on each other out of greed, now you're practically admitting to having the same motivations? And for 200 years, too? What the hell is wrong with you? Never mind keeping an eye on the others, I need to keep my eyes on you. But I guess someone like you would take that as a compliment. Elijah certainly didn't give you that courtesy. Still, I've read the notes and terminal entries from before the war. The locals here were just workers. Their motivation before the war was to survive, and it's been the same thing ever since. The suits were supposed to protect them, but now they're straitjackets. But at least they won't stab each other in the back.
Whatever we do, don't rile them up. Normally there's only a few, maybe a pack. There's more out there, a lot more. If they find out someone's trespassing, it'd be shaking a hornet's nest. Don't want to think how many of them could fill these streets.
Well then, we're shit out of luck, because one thing we know for sure about this gala event is that it's gonna be loud as fuck. Silver lining? Gunshots won't sound as loud in comparison. But yeah, how's that for shaking a hornet's nest? Then again, we know that it's been done before, so how did the previous team handle this problem? It would be awfully nice if the boss man could enlighten us on that little detail. Then again, maybe he doesn't want to. Once the Sierra Madre is open, what does he need us for, right? There's something to think about. Worst case scenario, we respond with overwhelming firepower.
Not one for fighting, if we can avoid it. Still, wasn't bad at the pistol range. And over the years, I've learned how to handle a knife. And explosives a bit. A bit. Made a lot of mistakes along the way. Still have my fingers, though.
I'm sure you'll have a chance to demonstrate your expertise when the gala starts. And who knows, maybe we can follow some of those signs the previous team left behind on our way to the casino. Oh boy. It's like looking into a portal to hell. But yeah, I already used those signs to get Doc and Christine to where they needed to go, so I guess whoever left them genuinely wanted to help. Vending machine codes for buff out. Oh yeah, critical supplies if you want to kill the locals with a sledgehammer.
Nice spot for sunning. Well, if the sun ever touched here.
Well, I can see it. Just barely. Anyway, that Good Samaritan left behind supplies too, believe it or not. You'd think they wouldn't have the luxury if there are as many ghost people out there as you claimed. Oh wow, they even set up a shooting gallery. Guys, where is this massive stockpile of microfusion cells you found? I could really use some for my holo rifle. But yeah, I found supply caches left behind by at least 2 different people. There was someone who used a heart symbol, and someone who used a white hand symbol.
If you find a place to pawn that, go right ahead.
Excuse me?
Greed took the others. Go on. Keep it. I'll get it back eventually.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what is this thing stuck on? Oh, actually, you know what? I don't want to know. But what did you mean just now? Were those supply caches yours? Why did you leave that stuff all over the place if not for other people to find?
Why? Survival. I still needed to leave the residential area to scrounge up supplies, and I don't like taking chances. The villa's dangerous. So I left weapons and stims in case I got in a tight spot. And of course you show up putting your mitts on everything.
Well, do forgive me. I have a tendency to loot first and ask questions later. Besides, you left those for emergencies, right? What the hell do you call this?
I suppose this qualifies as an emergency, so I'm not complaining. Much.
Well, you can have them back if you can put them to good use. What the hell? Tripwire next to a bed? Did someone set this up while someone else was sleeping, so they would set it off when they get up? That would be a hell of a prank. No idea what it's even linked to. Anyway, so you hid supplies in case you ever need them while searching for more supplies. Sounds straightforward. What kind of stuff were you looking for?
I still need to eat. At least I think I do. The villa provides, even if it's not as glamorous as the Cantina Madrid.
Hey, I can't hear you anymore. Stay where you are. I'll be back up in a minute. But Cantina Madrid? Oh boy. Another pre-war reference. Is he gonna start reminiscing again? House never did that, and that man was made of ego. What the? How did you... Oh, don't tell me you went into the cloud just to get out here. Okay, I get it. You're not as affected by the cloud, but it still can't be good for you. Look what they did to the workers who wore hazmat suits. I would avoid exposure as much as possible if I were you. Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I had a little, accident when I was chasing Christine earlier, and let's just say I nearly punched her in the face. I mean, I'm sure she could have broken my arm, but fuck me, did I not give a shit. A broken arm can heal, but I'm not sure about this cloud. There must have been a moment in time where the ghost people still had enough mental clarity to try using stim packs or whatever to fight this shit. That clearly didn't work. All I'm saying is, don't take your body for granted, because... Oh, shit! Oh my god, no! Oh, what the fuck? How come that didn't hit me on the way down? Holy shit, that caught me off guard. Should have never come down this area. Didn't even find any decent loot. Already been here. Oh hey, look at you just swaggering around like you own the place. Forget everything I said about not taking your body for granted. You clearly stopped giving a shit. Yeah, as long as you can still find things to eat, I guess that's all you care for now.
Once I, well, realized what you could scrounge up around here, I had a lot of time to experiment. Not the best chef, but, well, here's the mix, if you can stomach it. I call it a Sierra Madre Martini.
Oh god, I don't think I want to know.
Scrape some cloud residue off the walls, mash it in a tin can with some junk food from the machines, and hold your nose and down it.
Please stop.
There's electric hot plates around if you can't find a campfire to mix it at.
You know what? I don't think I want to eat or drink anything for the next 3 days after hearing that, so thanks. Now then, this is where we have to go, isn't it? I don't even need confirmation. I understand Lady Luck well enough by now. But if she thinks I'm just gonna fucking take it, then she's got another thing coming. There's a ledge and a hole in the wall. We're going above that cloud and I don't care how we do it. Now, if you want to just run through that shit like Christine did, then you go right ahead. But I won't be coming after you. I know you can take it, but I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. So, option 1. We can go back through that cafe and use that ledge up there, but it will involve you climbing through those railings. Option 2, we try to get to the ledge from the other direction. There's a door on that side, so I guess there's a room we can use to get up there. At least that way it should be easier for your 200-year-old niece. See, even after all that, I'm still trying my best to look after your physical needs. Let's give option 2 a try, shall we? That said, there's no guarantee it's actually going to be any easier. This whole place was built on sand and held together by spit. I think you know that better than most, so I can't promise shit. And immediately we've lost the ledge. Not to worry, there's gotta be a room up there we can get to somehow. Hang on, we've been here before, haven't we? Ah, there we go. Shitty construction actually helped us out this time round. Now, we just gotta get up there. Oh hey, don't touch that residue on the wall while I'm around, okay? You can make your cocktail or whatever in your own time.
Also, there's other recipes you can do with the cloud residue. Although it might take a hardier survivalist than me to brew them. I stick to martinis.
Or you can just use the vending machines. You know, have some respect for your body.
Those little company stores. Sinclair's toy boxes. Put in a casino chip, get a treat. Like you're some dog doing tricks.
The hell is wrong with you? That's how all vending machines work. Hell, that's how bartering of any kind works. Oh, crap. We need to get down there. Yeah, remember how I said I can't promise shit? Feel free to go back the way we came and use a different path. I guess I'll see you there? I don't think even my knees are gonna like this. Oh, they sure didn't! Fuck! Hey, Chip. Consolation prize. Okay, Dean, you don't want to be doing this. You go do what you gotta do. Just don't take silly risks, okay? You survived for 200 years. Don't ruin the streak now. Why am I even concerned for that guy? He should know his way around here better than me. What? A lot better than me, it turns out. Oh, don't tell me there was a simple way down if I just kept going across the middle building. Well, you can take that smug look off your face. Wait and not tell me shit. Nothing says partnership like sealed lips, am I right? So how did you... You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. We wasted enough time as it is. I do wonder who the hell laid these planks down. They wouldn't be bothered to do this for no reason, so I'm gonna take that as a good sign. Oh well. Now that Lady Luck has put that in our way, I'm really gonna take this as a good sign. Anyway, what were you saying about those vending machines? You seem to have a weirdly negative attitude towards those things. I mean, I did too initially, but that was because I had doubts about how they worked. Now I'm at least confused enough to be impressed. Christine certainly acted like they were legit, and she's from the Brotherhood. Technology is literally all they know.
Yeah, well, machines like those weren't unusual before the bomb. Maybe to you they're amazing. To me, they're grifters without the personality.
Grifters? What kind of grift are you thinking of here?
Sinclair made sure if you spent money here, it went one direction. Although that's not how he described it.
Was that really unique to this place? I mean, I've been to the casinos on the Vegas Strip. I'm pretty sure when you spend money at the bar and restaurant, it goes straight to the casino as well. But, okay, I'll indulge you. How did Sinclair describe all this?
Called it self-sufficient. Like he was doing the residents a favor. Right.
Well, I admit, if his plans really did work after the bombs fell, then it would have given him an incredible amount of power over the survivors here. Okay, how do you and these feel about climbing trees? Mine are giving it 5 out of 10. Neither agree or disagree. Anyway, he and Vera would have become the king and queen of a new kingdom, where they controlled all of the necessities of life. Yeah, when you put it that way, it is pretty dark. Good thing none of that happened and pretty much everybody died. I wonder what they would have preferred if they had a choice. We may never know. Honestly, what is it with pre-war billionaires and trying to create utopias? Robert House wanted that too, albeit with a different flavor. Like, okay, I get it. You have the money and the influence to get started, but does that suddenly make you an expert in the social fabrics of the world and all the complexities and nuance that come with it? How about educating yourselves in all the necessary fields first? You have the money to do it. But no, both of those men just figured you can do away with all that if you just have the right technology. House with his Securitrons and Sinclair with his holograms and vending machines. Now don't get me wrong, those are all very impressive, but none of them can hold up a society on their own. Even if the cloud was never a thing, how long did Sinclair think the residents here would behave like good little citizens and stay put just because he could take care of their basic needs? Anyone who could afford to come here in the first place would have been millionaires in their own right. I can't imagine they would suddenly become obedient sheep, especially not in the long term. Besides, how much ego can you stuff into a sheep in the first place? You know what? I don't have the patience to fuck around with locks anymore. If you really have something important to lock away, don't use a wooden door. Yup. Wait a minute. This was a janitor's closet. Seriously? How badly did you want to stop people from stealing your mops? Anyway, shady implications aside, don't tell me you haven't resorted to using those machines. You can't afford to be picking in an emergency. Okay, there's something blocking this door. Fine then, keep your mops. I hope they were made of gold.
If it's an emergency, you can get chems for any, condition. Sinclair left that for doctors and trained professionals, not the common folk. Even security and maintenance could get special supplies out of them. Staff had codes on little cards they could use to unlock them.
Oh yeah, I'm well acquainted with those by now. They're the ones keeping this machine gun fed, and trust me, he's a hungry boy. I've only seen holotapes so far though. Where are these cards?
Around. Don't have much use for them myself. Not worth the risk to get them.
Really? When I first came here, I could only get food and alcohol out of those things.
I got all the basics covered as long as I have the chips to pay for them. I don't need much. If your marker's right, think the roost we're looking for is to the southeast.
It's probably up there. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have lasted a second in all that. Even if you could, let's not forget our collars are linked. If I drop dead, you would have to tell me what a useless tourist I am in hell. And let's be honest, we both know you would end up there as well. Another hologram terminal. Were these security offices or something? How about you give us an armory instead? Much more useful right now. That said, I wonder if it's practical for every room to have something like that. How expensive were those hologram emitters? Imagine if every locked door came with one of those. That would suck for someone like me. In that case, by all means use a wooden door. Hell, don't bother with a door at all. So, is this the place?
You're at the gold scaler area. Now make him stay.
That's a yes then. But what is he supposed to do? There's nothing here apart from those wires?
So, this is where I'm supposed to put on the show. Played better venues, let me tell you. What's that there? Wiring? Looks like it's tied to the sound system in the villa. Except for that snipped section there. So, what? I stand here, hold the two ends in my hands and tap them together like cymbals?
Pass? It can't be that simple, surely. Unless you really nailed it on the head, he's really treating you like an extra pair of hands. Even so, is there a reason why we're not duct taping those wires together and calling it a day? Well, look on the bright side. The only difficult part about your role is getting here in the first place. It should be smooth sailing for you now.
Look, I strike up the speaker system. There's going to be ghosts all over this place. Any change in the sounds around here? The ghost people are not big on talking. They are big on listening, hunting, killing. More vicious than music critics, trust me.
I had a feeling you might make this difficult when you talked about not writing them up. Now look, we haven't seen any more of them in a while, and we weren't exactly quiet during all of that. That's gotta be reassuring to an extent, right?
No, you want to know why? Because there's more beneath the streets, in the buildings, and everywhere else. They hear anything out of the ordinary, especially music screaming through the speakers when I close the connection. They'll be here fast.
You're not leaving me with many options, you know that? Look, I would love to stick around and watch your back, but I have somewhere I need to be too. Can't you rig some more explosive traps? I have the grenades. Assuming this building won't just collapse from the explosions. The only other thing I can think of is giving them something even more attractive than the loud noises. Like those holograms they apparently worship.
Well, yeah. If the hologram system still worked, that'd do the trick. Okay, all right. You call up some of those old-world stiffs. That'd be an audience I wouldn't mind having below.
Well, that's convenient. We just went past one of those terminals. No idea where the hologram will appear, but it's worth trying. Way to only bring this up now, by the way. Your sense of efficiency is casual, to say the least.
If I remember correctly, there should be 2 holograms you can switch on in the area. Just don't remember how.
What?
Do that, and I'll consider waiting on the rooftop. Maybe.
They're controlled by terminals, and those weren't even password protected. Have you not been paying attention? I mean, I get it, I'm a walking bullshit spewing machine, but there are a few gems in there occasionally. You just have to dig through the filth to find them. And just around the corner... See? Terminal, right here. You can activate this one yourself if you have that much faith in them. But you know what? As a token of our partnership, I'll push the buttons for you. Just do me a favor and keep an eye on where this hologram appears. If it's in this room with us, then we're both fucked. I'm not sure what I expect you to do in that situation, but you know, just give me a shout. And are we dead yet? No, but then where is it? Did it even work? Oh, it sure did! Holy shit. Ghost people don't scare me, but that thing, it fucking does. Okay, we have to get past it. I'm gonna make a run for it and hope the delayed reaction is long enough. Here goes. Okay. It didn't make a noise. Did they even see us? I know they have a limited field of view, but is that horizontal or vertical? Huh. Why is it not reacting at all? Maybe it doesn't see us as threats? Or it's defective. Either way, those things are gonna distract the ghost people, so you can just sneak away once your job is done. That said, it would be great if my nightmares can have some consistency in their behavior. If one of them is going to kill me, I would like to know how. Nothing here. I guess another possibility is that it just can't see through the cloud very well. Yet another complication Sinclair didn't consider when he signed that check. Speaking of which, I guess I shouldn't be too harsh on his plans. I did say he wanted to be a king, but there really was a distress signal. Ooh, I still don't like this thing. Anyway, if there was a distress signal, then maybe this whole arrangement was meant to be temporary until someone came to rescue them. Who they were thinking of, I can't begin to imagine, but they didn't have the benefit of hindsight. There's the other terminal room. Remember that one? Accessible from the cafe? You know, maybe you're more susceptible to the cloud than you think. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump down from here. Once again, follow me or not, make a choice.
This crouching's hell. Oof.
Well then, maybe you should stay up there. I don't need you for this bit. Whoa, look at you being light on your feet. I was expecting to hear the sound of bones snapping and you howling like a wounded animal. So maybe you can stop trying to guilt trip me with your complaints about your knees from now on. But anyway, little did Sinclair know there would be no centrally organized rescue effort. The government of the good old US of A ceased to be a functional entity after the bombs fell. Now that I think about it, you might not even be aware of that if you've been here for 200 years. Sorry to break the news to you like that, but yeah, there's no America anymore, just a bunch of pretenders. You'll have that to look forward to if you ever get out of here. But even if the pre-war government still kept going for a few years, the mere existence of the cloud would have thrown all of that careful planning out of the window. You must have seen that shit take over this place with your own eyes.
Over the years, it kept climbing up out of the Sierra Madre until it was curtains for the sun. Didn't see the sky again. I got used to it in small doses.
Nope, you can stop right there. I don't believe a word of it. If this shit can eat through metal, then it will eat through your lungs, even if it's coolified. It might take another 100 years, but I bet it'll kill you eventually. Finally. Oh, it's over there. Well then, Mr. I wear sunglasses at night, what are you gonna do about it? Now all you have to do is hold 2 fucking wires together.
Didn't think much of our chances. Now I'm thinking I was wrong. What's the next step?
Well, you have your 2 holograms now for all the good that'll do you. The next step is for you to head back to your spot while I go and climb a bell tower.
You powered the holograms up? Well, yeah, that's pretty good protection. Sure worked at the fountain. Vera kept the ghost people away. But, how do I know the power won't suddenly go out? And, I don't know, this still sounds risky to me. For me.
No, try that again. It's risky for us. Callers, remember? Christine and Dog don't even know about what's happening on your end. They get to live in blissful ignorance for now. And for your information, Dog is standing at ground level and he doesn't even have holograms. Speaking of which, the pre-war tech in this place is inconsistent as fuck. Things are falling apart, but Vera's hologram and the goddamn speakers are all still powered on. If they're still okay after 200 years, I think this place can sustain 2 more holograms for 1 more hour. That's all we need.
Well, yeah. You got a point. All right, look, if the holograms are here to keep me company, then I don't mind staying here for a while. But listen, when this thing goes off, try and get into the Sierra Madre without me. You'll wish you hadn't.
Excuse me, are you
The bell tower. That's where you'll trigger the Gale event. It's a ways up. I'm sure you'll find a way to climb up there.
Yeah, I know where I'm going next. Just let me catch my breath for once, you crusty old fart. And for your information, Domino, if ghost people start flooding into the streets like you said, then none of us are going to wait around for anyone else.